Mike Malone held his news conference this morning, and
I heard parts of it.
Yeah.
Just because I was doing Around the Horn.
yeah, and I saw parts of it because I was in a meeting, so I couldn't attend. But the feedback I got from all our media brethren who were there was he comes off very strong. He's got that New York accent, but he came off very strong. Josh Kroenke, it seemed clear to most everybody who was there that Josh Kroenke is the one who made this decision. The general manager, Tim Conley, sat very quietly on the podium but didn't say a whole lot. And I think we're seeing roles being defined here. If we didn't know what they were before, I think we're finding that Josh Kroenke is making this decision and Tim Conley is handling more personnel, draft, that type of thing.
Well,
but he had some input.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Sure. So do you like that operational channel with the Colorado Rockies, where the owner is the most powerful man in the organization?
No, because I think you have an owner who meddles in baseball and he doesn't know anything about baseball. Josh at least has a working knowledge of basketball. He played it at a very high level. Played at the University of Missouri.
Yeah, he didn't play in the NBA.
No.
We're talking about an NBA team.
But he knows the
worked
game.
in the NBA office.
He has a feel for the game. Now, if you're asking me if I have
a Wall Street guy for a while.
All right, but if you're asking me if I have great confidence in Josh Kroenke's ability to pick a head coach, the only one I have to go on is Brian Shaw, and that doesn't instill confidence. So I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach with Mike Malone. Wasn't wild about the hire, but we're hearing from everybody in Sacramento that this was a great hire and that he's a good coach, and he just didn't get a good enough shot with Sacramento.
Well,
so I'm going to take a wait-and-see approach.
He got fired in Sacramento.
He did?
Well, do I have an option?
Yes, you always have an option.
What is my option?
Woody, we
leave
always
town?
have options in life.
I can leave town, I guess. I can put my head under the bed for 4 years.
You can choose to not watch.
The only choice I have is to wait and see, as all you people in television say. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, if you're telling me make a decision now, is Mike Malone going to be good or not?
I can move to the
wait,
Middle
hold on.
East.
That's not. Well, no, wait.
Well,
on some levels, it's not a fair question, okay? And it's not a fair question because I don't know what he's going to have to work with. I don't know what this roster is going to look like. If he works with the roster in its current form, he's got no shot.
I asked Jerry Reynolds a question. The question I keep asking is, you've got to play at pace,
right,
at a high octane pace in this altitude. I looked at his history again last night and this morning. He was an assistant coach with Cleveland. I don't ever remember, even with LeBron the first time around, he was there. They weren't a running team. New York Knicks weren't a running team. He was with Golden State. That was a running team.
Yes.
But they had Alvin Gentry, I think, at the same time. So I don't know that they were very.
He was more the offensive guy.
Never won a championship at Sacramento. We saw, and I asked Jerry Reynolds, can you run with a stapled center, meaning the job of the center in the old Boston Celtics and with the Denver Nuggets was to make the outlet pass and then trail the play. I mean, it doesn't require JaVale McGee, who was the fastest center I've ever seen, really. What good was he? Not any good. I just don't like that as an excuse that DeMarcus Cousins wouldn't run. Well, there's a lot of things DeMarcus Cousins didn't do, like show up all the time. I just don't like that as. So, okay, we got to wait for him to get down here. We got to wait for him.
Yeah, well,
we can't go down there.
Here's what I got to believe. Look, Mike Malone's been around this league for a long, long time. He's been a basketball coach for a long time, right? With a number of different NBA teams. You know he knows X's and O's, right? You know if you say to him, you got to push the pace, he's going to know how to put his players in position to push the pace, and he's been given that directive. You are pushing the pace here.
Okay.
That's what we need. Now, we don't know how effective he can be at it.
Okay.
We don't.
Here's something we know about him as a head coach. With a pretty lousy team, he had a very lousy winning percentage. So, guess what he's going to have with the Denver Nuggets?
A lousy team.
Pretty lousy team. That means we're going to have, in Denver, a pretty lousy season next year. And
in all probability.
Probably the next season. Western
it
Conference
depends on drafts and trades,
Western
too.
Conference is well, who's going to make the drafts? And is it Josh Kroenke, who you claim played at a high level?
Tim Conley is going to be the guy in the room who makes the draft pick.
You think so?
Yes.
Well, we thought
Josh will sign off on it.
Wouldn't you have thought before this that Tim Connolly would make the choice for coach?
That's not the impression I was getting as soon as they fired George Karl.
All right. I'm just saying
And
he's going to have a lousy team. I want a coach that will come in here and take a pretty average team and turn it into a very good team. The Nuggets had one of those.
Look, you need two things in that respect, Woody. You need a coach who knows what he's doing, and you need players. So let's see what players he gets. Ooh, perfect.
Ooh, I
How
should
did you
work
do
as
that?
a bartender.
Practice, practice, practice. That segment brought to you by the Harmony Foundation, Colorado's premier treatment program for drug and alcohol addiction. It's located just outside of Estes Park. They're on a very private and a very beautiful 45-acre mountain campus. They are insurance friendly, so if you have the need or you know somebody who might, check them out at harmonyfoundationinc.com.